Welcome back to the third part of this tutorial, guys. Alright, let's start work with the database. So with the database, I'm going to exit out and I'll then open up my MySQL Workbench. Let me select the schema right here. Let's select that schema, click on that. Now just give my project name. I'll call it data result. Okay, data results, and that will be the name of the database. So I'm now going to click on apply. Click on apply again, and I'll click on finish. So let's scroll right up there. Data result should be there somewhere. There we go, that is it. So I'm going to drop that down and then select, right click on table, create a table, and the name of the table is also data result. And you see this double head arrow, I'm going to drop it down, and in the very first column here I'm going to enter student ID. The data type is integer. The primary key is checked. There must always be value in there, and it has to be unique data in there. So the next one is going to be first name. Then we have surname. Then let's add address. I'm going to enter gender, date of birth, mobile, and email. Okay, that is it, done for the candidate details. The next thing, I'm going to enter course, then followed by course code. Now let's enter all of the information about the course. Next, that is going to be model. Let's copy that. That'll be my model 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 and 8. There we go. So the first lot of the modules is taken care of. Then when we select the module, that's where it will display. Then next one is going to be the score, whatever score you achieve. So there's going to be 8 of those as well. So that will be score 1, score 2, score 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There. So that is taken care of. Now let's take care of total score. Okay, then after that I'm going to enter ranking, then finally will be date. No, ranking, then let's enter results, date. That is it, all done. In total, I think that should have about 29. So I'm going to click on apply. Yeah. Click on apply here. So that's 2, then it should be up to 30. Yeah, that is correct. So click on apply again and then click on finish. Alright, data result is ready. Okay, since the database is created, we just need to make sure we remember this name, data result. So let's go into our database here. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to go straight to tools, and right here where we have Nugget Package Manager, we're going to select Nugget Package Solution here. And what we need to do now is to click on this browse. Then we can browse for MySQL. There we go, right there. So I want to select this. I mean, it's been highly downloaded anyway. We have about 27 million there. So let's click on that. And right here, this dialog that pops up, we go in there, click on project, click on student result, and we then click on install. So that is it right there. Okay, and this dialog pops up. So let's click on OK there, then we click on apply. Okay, now that MySQL is imported, I'm going to close that, or just go to the code view area, and let's go right up there. Right underneath here, I'm going to import the following library. So let's call that using MySQL. There we go, that's it. It's in our system. .data .MySQL client. There we go, that is it, guys. All done. That is fine, that's good. Now the next thing we want to do is to grab hold of the following connection: MySQL. That would be connection, no, SQL connection. Then I'll call that con, and con equals new MySQL. There we go. Okay, next, guys, I'm going to call MySQL command. I will use that very one to execute the data connection. Then I will just call it SQL command equals new MySQL command. There we go. Then let's grab the data table. There. Now just call that SQL DT, and that is going to be equals new data table parenthesis. There. Now I'm just going to create one string variable there that I'm going to use to query I will use for my query anyway. That is it, done. Now let's also get MySQL data adapter. Okay, we get MySQL data adapter. I'll call that TDA equals new data adapter. And finally, I'm going to get the data reader as well. MySQL data reader. That will be used just to read all those data. And there. Okay, we are almost set. Then let's grab data set as well. Let's call that DS. That is equals new data set. Okay, getting somewhere. That should be data. Now, the following string will also be listed. That I'm going to list one for my server, and my server, that is going to be local host, and another one is going to be for my username. So username, that is equals root. String password, that is going to be 1 2 3 4 5. That's my password. And the other one is going to be for my database, and that is, let's just say database. I think I'll call, what's the name of my database that we create? That is it right here. Data result is called. Bring that down and say equals data result. And that's all there is to that. Now, all I then need to do to make all of these objects and variables work, I'm going to create a function. So let me put that function right underneath here, and I'll just call it, let's copy this, just call that open database, something like that. Open database. Yeah, that's the name of my function. There. Okay, so this very function, we gain access to MySQL connector here, and this MySQL connector will look into the server and so on here. So let's come in here, we just say MySQL dot connection string. Okay, and that we include the server, and that is equals. So come out of it and let's say plus server plus, and we then have, yep, and the next one is username. So I can just, let's grab this, just fill it up. The next one is going to be username. So we have username here. Yeah, that's it, username. Paste that here. And here. There. Then I have, let's put a plus here, press enter. And I have password. So I might as well grab, well, I can even grab all of these. Paste that underneath here, then this will be password. That is password here, and password here. And here that will be database. database, and database. Done. So come right down here and just end the whole process. That's all there is to that. So we now want the SQL connection here. We want it to open. Dot open. And just enter parentheses there. Now let's grab the command then. SQL command dot connection equals SQL. Now let's use a query. So that will be SQL command dot command text, and the command text we then look for as follows: select all from. Now my database, if you can still recall, is called data result. Select all from data result. Okay, semicolon. Now let's get it to read out what we have in the SQL. Read equals SQL command dot execute reader. Then SQL data table dot load. And what are you loading? We're loading SQL reader. Then SQL reader, let's get it closed. Dot close. And we also need to close up this connector here. Dot close. There. Close. Now there's one more thing that we need to do. See, on tab number 2 here, I don't think I showed you guys, I've added just a data grid view here. Just an ordinary data grid view, that is it. Okay, if you go into your tools, you should be able to see data grid view, and you just add one here. That is it right there. Data grid view right there. Okay, just grab and just draw it in there. That's all I did. And this is the example of what I did. Grab and drag it across. Okay, I'm gonna undo that. So that's my data grid view there. This data grid view, that's the name. I'm gonna copy that and go back to my code, because I intend to add the data onto data grid view. Dot data source, and the source of the data is going to be SQLDT, because remember SQLDT is the one loading the data. Equals that. Alright, that should take care of the database. And if this is correct, I'm going to call this data grid view here. When I run it, should have each of the columns that I have right here in my database. in my database. They should all appear here. Okay, back in here, let's go to form, double click on form. Yep, so that I use the form load to load up my, yeah, there. Okay guys, before I can run it, I have to make sure all of the components of my database is there, and I believe I've applied it. Make sure you click on apply though. I think it's done, so that's fine. And let's come in here and just see and make sure this one is there. So yep, so I'm going to go back and just run it and see. So let's click on run. Alright, unable to connect to the local host. Alright, I'm going to check that out. So let's end the process, and I will check how the local host. Oh, ouch, there's an L missing there. Okay, alright, so I'm going to run it now. Let's make sure there's no more error. And there we go. So it's running now. Let's see. There we go. Look at that. That is fine. Our connection. We have a connection actually. So come in here, and that's what I was talking about. Every single component here that I have there, the columns, they are all listed on the data grid view. So that is good. Now we now need to be able to add data. Once we add data in here, click on this. We expect it to appear on the data grid view. Okay guys, let's take care of this add button. So I'm gonna exit out and double click on the add button itself. Where is it? Right over here. Yeah, come on, and right down here, double click on that. Okay, I also need to copy all of these. Let's go right up there and just copy that instead of reinventing the wheel. So I'm going to copy all of these here. Yeah, copy. I'll come right down here. I'd paste that in there. Okay, so maybe we should do one thing even. Let's use the try cache. Alright, and the cache statement as well. So right underneath here, I'm going to say cache exception that to be EX, and exception EX, I want you to generate the following message. So let's say message box dot show EX dot message. So EX dot message, the system will actually generate error message for us. So if there's any error, that will be taken care of by the system itself. And if there's no error, I just want the system to say message box dot show, let's say student result updated. There, that's just the message that it will display for me. That's fine. And I will also, let's say open database. Yeah, okay, more or less like refreshing the database here. There we go. And that is all there is to that. What about closing? Let's say, okay, I'm going to close my database. Okay, I can just say finally close the database. Gotta put that here or here. Let's come here and say finally. Close this. Put that in there. Dot. Close. There. So the exception statement is all taken care of. And if I come here now, let's call every single member of my table there. So we come in here. So let's use SQL. The query that's the variable that I declare up there, well, it's a query anyway. We want it to insert. I should be insert into database result. I believe that's the name of my system. There is it there. Database data result is now database. Data result. Okay, and the data result has the following: student ID, comma first name, comma surname, comma address, comma gender, comma DOB, comma. Let's go to the next line. Mobile, comma. We have email, comma. We have course right there. So what I'm trying to do here now, or what I'm doing, is I'm actually adding every single column that we have in here. All of these I'm right here now. I'm adding them straight onto my system. So the next one is going to be module 1, module 2, and so on. So let's say comma module 1. So let's copy module first. Copy, and that'll be module 1, comma module 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have up to module 5. I'm going to put a comma there, and I'll go to the next line. Module 6, comma module 7, comma module 8. Alright, all the modules are in place, so we also need to enter the scores. So comma score, that will be score 1. Might as well copy score first before I start. Score 1, score 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and score number 8. So all of the scores are in place. Now I need 3 more. The other 3, let's put a plus here and a plus here as well. Press enter. The other 3 that is remaining, that will be my total score. Total score, comma, and the ranking, comma, and date. That is it, all done. Close, plus, I then need to enter the value. So let's say the value in this case, the values will be the name of every single component that I have on my system. value number 1, that is going to be txt student ID. Txt student ID dot text. That is my value number 1. This one should have a quote here and a plus here. Get rid of this dot text. So that's my very first one. So the next one is going to be with a plus and it's a comma here, there, and that will be plus txt first name, there we go, dot text, there. So I'm going to speed that up. I guess you guys get the whole idea. What I'm doing now is adding every single component. Okay, all of these, adding them straight onto my system. So the next one, you guys, if you guess, that will be the surname that will go right there. So I'm going to copy this and just use it to speed things up. So this will be surname. So let's speed that up. Okay guys, I have finished calling every single component on my system there. Now finally, all that we then have to do now is to say command equals new my SQL command. And get hold of the query, comma, and also get hold of the SQL connector that I have on the system. Enter semicolon. That's it. So let's now use the SQL reader. That will be equals my SQL command dot. I want you to execute reader. There. Enter parentheses, and finally we have to then close this. This is the main connector that will open up the database dot close. There we go, that is it. I can now spot any error apart from this warning saying I haven't used something yet. That is it, I have used it. Alright, that is fine. And that is it used right here. Yeah. SQL query. I have used it, so we just need, okay, it's not run. Look at this line. You can see this yellow line means I need to compile all of these command that I've just written. So come in here, run, and we'll see how that is going to work. Okay, let's try this out now. I'm just going to enter some details in there, and let's assume the name is Tony Montana. Right, address number 17, Little Venice. His mail, his date of birth, and here email. Let's say Tony@gmail.com. Select a course. Yep, and here. Okay, That's good. Looking good so far. Now let's select that. Yeah, that's good. Enter. And okay, decision time. Click on results. There, that is fine. Now, see transcript, that's all that is left. So I need all of this information right in here so that we can print out the transcript for the student, and that will be the end of the program. So but before I put the code together for the transcript, let's see, were we able to add all of this information here? Let's click on add. No, we are unable to add it. I think I have add here. That should have been address, I believe. So let's exit that. What it's saying is, okay, let me just exit out. Reset, that's fine. Exit. Yep. And let's come right here. Oh, that should have been address. Very good. The system was straight to the point. That is the advantage of try catch, else I would have ended up with an error there. I think maybe I should even use this try catch for the result as well. Where's result? Double click on result, and in here I'm just going to say try. Come right down here, keep going, keep going. So if there's any error, that should be taken care of. And paste there. So for result is there, try catch is there as well. This is a function. Okay, that is it, all done. Yeah, all done, except if I want to add another try catch in here. So it's advisable you just add things like that to the beginning of because it helps to iron out whatever error that you might run into. Okay, so but don't get confused though, it's easy. That's it, done. Alright, so let's see, why do I have that error here? Let's undo this. Right, I thought I did have one here. Let's go right up there. Oh, this one here. Okay, now close that and end. Alright, that is fine. Okay, let's run it one more time, then we can just take care of the transcript. Check this out, student details, and still Tony Montana. It's number 17, Little Venice. Okay, I'm going to enter mail here, and let's just speed this thing up. And email Tony@gmail. There, and the course happens to be computer science. Let's enter whatever there. There we go. Hit on result, add to system, unknown field, dates. Date. Okay. So I'm going to click on OK. And I have to check out my field as well. So exit out and check what did I have in there. Double click on add. Let's go down here with dates. And what did I call it here? Results. Come on, man. Results, dates. Okay, back on my code and get that sorted. Result, date. Okay, this is a good learning curve for you guys. It's just a time waster for me. Okay, let's check that. Or before I even do that, I might as well just take care of the transcript. So I'm going to end that for now. Just take care of the transcript right away. So if there's any more error, we get that sorted all together. Transcript, double click on transcript. And right here. And as for the transcript, let's speed that up. There we go. Those are the lines of code for the transcripts. I have student ID, first name, surname, right on top. There. And the rest is just the score for each module and total. That's all there is to that. Alright, so have a good look at the transcript. Let's move this in. And we can just call it the end of the whole project. That's the transcript right there. Move this one back. Yeah, you guys will be able to see it now. Alright. That's the lines of code for the transcript. Now, run. Let's try that out. And I'm going to enter a different name entirely. Let's say Felix Stone More. An address of Mr. Stonemore Johnson Lane. His mail. Date of death. There. Let's say at Hotmail. Okay. Let's enter some grades for him there. And just speed up. Alright, all the details entered. Click on result, add. There we go, it's now working. Click on OK. That is good. All of those information should appear here. Look at that. Brilliant. And that is Felix Stonemore. Okay. And let's check out the database. That's the database itself. Details of Felix is not there. All we need to do is just to click on refresh. That's it right there. Details of Felix is now right in there. That is good. Now the next thing is transcript. Click on this transcript. There we go. Those are the details right there on the transcript. There, guys. We can also print it out. Hit on print. increase that so that you can see it. That is it. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this lovely tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. Please do subscribe to this second channel of mine, and I'll be back with more exciting tutorial. So you all have a nice day now, and bye for now.